So what's going on, guys? DIY Dan here again, and this is another episode of Day to Day Around the House. In this video, I'm going to go over an issue I had with my pool, that it was overfilling. Basically what happened is the auto top off, or the fill valve, got stuck in the open position and would not shut off. Now, I do want you to keep in mind that even if your auto fill valve doesn't look exactly like this video still might help you out. Because my guess is, no matter who the builder of your pool was, or if the fill valve itself is from a different manufacturer, the overall concept in order to replace this part is going to be pretty much the same. Now, we are Amazon affiliates, and I will put the link to the fill valve that I replaced in this video in my description in case you want to get that coming. Now, let's get to it. Now, luckily enough, we were at home when we actually saw that the pool was overfilling, so we were able to shut it down pretty quickly. You can see that the pool level, which normally runs about halfway in the tile line, is almost up to the cool decking. So the first thing I did was go to where the fill valve is located, which is underneath one of the lids around your pool. Now, obviously you have your skimmer basket lid. Then my pool actually has two more lids that are a little bit smaller than the skimmer basket. One is the chlorinator lid, and the other is the auto fill valve lid. And pretty much as soon as I opened that lid, you could hear there was water flowing through the fill valve, even though the pool was way overfilled. So once I realized this was happening, the first thing I needed to do was get the water shut off so we didn't start overflowing the pool. So the supply for the autofill on my pool is over actually by my pool equipment. If you only have a single hose bib in your backyard, that's most likely where they're going to be pulling off of. And at that hose bib, there should be a ball valve to stop the flow of water going to that auto fill valve. So I just shut the initial ball valve off. Now up above that is a backflow, and then there is another shut-off valve, but I just killed the supply going to the entire thing, shutting that water off. I did go out to the fill valve and make sure that the fill valve was being quiet now that I had shut the water off, and it was. Now when you shut that off, you might get water coming out of the backflow, and that is doing what it's supposed to do and nothing to worry about. Next, I went ahead and removed the fill valve so I could see the model and type that it was, so I could get one coming. And all I had to do that was unthread it counterclockwise, and it came right out. Now on the top of this fill valve, it did say that it was a Corky fill valve, and then on the side of it, it said $528, and just like that, it came right up, and it was less than $20. Now, did I find it odd that it's actually labeled as a toilet fill valve? Yes, I did. However, I've had my pool for over 10 years now, and this is the first time that I've even thought about looking at that fill valve. So I'd say that toilet fill valve's got pretty damn good reliability for the fact that it's been out in Phoenix, Arizona weather for 10 years, and it only costs $20 to replace. So right here, I've got the new valve. It only took about a day for it to come in from Amazon, and I'm just adjusting the height to match the old one that I removed. All you have to do in order to do that is turn the bottom half of the fill valve counterclockwise a little bit, pull it down to the height you want it, and then twist it back clockwise a little bit to lock it in place. Now when you go to lock it in place, the height will move a little bit, so you can see I actually adjusted it, compared it to the old one, and then made another adjustment to compensate for the fact of that little bit of movement it has once you lock it in place. Now, because this is an actual toilet fill valve, it does come with some extra parts and pieces, and you will need none of those in order to put it in your pool. There's also a rubber seal that comes on the bottom where the threads are of that fill valve. Now, because I was not installing this fill valve in a toilet, that rubber seal isn't really necessary either, and I could have removed it, but I decided just to leave it on there because it wasn't really hurting anything. I double checked my height level between the old and the new fill valves one more time just to make sure I was set correctly, and then all I had to do was go ahead and thread that new fill valve down into position. So keep in mind when tightening this down that you're threading a plastic fill valve into a plastic PVC, so you don't need to get too crazy with how tight this is. I basically just threaded this in by hand. As soon as I started feeling any resistance, I stopped. Then I went ahead and turned the water back on to supply the fill valve, and you can hear it start to add water as soon as I did that. Now when you turn the water back on at the ball valve, you will see a little water spit out of the backflow, and that is normal. Now I did fix this early in the morning one day, and then at the end of that day I did go back out make sure that nothing was leaking at the supply coming out of the hose bib, including the backflow, and made sure that the autofill valve was shutting off as it was supposed to, and everything was good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some good information. If so, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. The whole concept of my channel is to give you guys the most information in the least amount of time as possible so I don't waste your time. And I hope to see you next time. Have a good one. Later.